All right, council, good evening, and thank you for joining us this evening for our city council meeting. We'll go ahead and get started. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
Adams. Here. Gray.
Here.
Cheatham.
Here.
Lurick.
Here.
Ortega.
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
Black.
Here. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, after which, if you'd remain standing for the invocation, which will be a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
The
America,
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Council, we'll move to agenda item number 3, which is a consent agenda. The following business items may be approved by one motion and a vote. If any one member of the council so desires, any matter listed can be moved to a separate agenda item. A, minutes. Council may wish to waive the oral reading of the minutes and approve the minutes of the following meetings: City Council Work Session Meeting of November 12th, 2020, Special City Council Meeting of November 17, 2020, and Clarification and Regular City Council Meeting of December 17, 2020. B, Treasurer's Report. Council may wish to consider the Treasurer's Report for November 2020 and December 2020, showing cash and investments as of November 30, 2020 and December 31, 2020. And council, just on that, as I mentioned earlier, we're excited to have Jim with us, our new CFO. Excited to have him. He's been here just a few days and hasn't had a chance to get through that. So I've asked him to just be prepared in the future. If you have any questions, please email them to us and we'll get an answer to you very quickly. But I'd like to welcome Jim and just let him know we're grateful that he's here. So thank you. We will move to, let's see, C, Construction Board of Appeals and Review Appointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's appointment of Marshall Roster to serve as a member of the Construction Board of Appeals and Review, replacing Ted Booth, whose term expired. Marshall's term will begin January 22, 2021, and will expire December 31, 2022. D, Planning and Zoning Commission appointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's appointment of Crystal Chand to serve as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, filling a vacancy. Crystal's term will begin January 22, 2021, and will expire April 17, 2023. E, Council Decision Crestview Estates Division 3 Final Plat Approval. Council may wish to adopt this decision approving a final plat for Crestview Estates Division 3, which subdivides approximately 13.48 acres of land into 23 lots, subject to conditions. Access will be provided by extending Legacy Drive south and then west on to interconnect with Mariah Way. A new road named Autumn Rain Road will extend off Legacy Drive. F, Council Decision, the townhouses at Trail Creek Ridges Planned Unit Development. Council may wish to adopt its decision granting a request by McCormick Ranch LLC for a planned unit development PUD consisting of approximately 15.23 acres of land located west of North Foothill Boulevard and north of North Gatey Road. Extension and development shall consist of 164 residential townhouse lots with 1 common lot subject to conditions. Councilman Cheatham.
Mr. Mayor, I'd move for approval of agenda item number 3, the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Cheatham and a second by Lurick. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
Gray. Cheatham, sorry. Mark the wrong one.
Yes.
Cheatham.
Yes.
Lurick.
Yes. 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 Yes.
No.
Now, Bert.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Ortega
Yes.
Yes.
and Stevens.
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Agenda item 4 is communication and proclamations. We have no proclamations, so we'll jump to.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a communication.
Okay,
Okay. So this is a clarifying statement. I've worked in a broad array of diverse settings over many years, and never until recently has anyone chosen to interpret any of my statements or actions to be about anything in those circumstances but equity and effectiveness. I happen to believe in balanced, inclusive government. I believe it's critical. And one of the things I heard at doors while I was campaigning is that a large portion of our citizens want diversification in terms of council membership and committee membership throughout the city. And that was my question at a recent council meeting, was about balanced, equitable representation. I believe that all city advisory committees should be comprised of qualified members, and to the degree possible with limited seats, they should reflect the constituents of our community. Some council members have stated that past councils turned the committee applicant vetting process over to you, Mr. Mayor, due to time constraints, not wanting to spend or not being able to spend the required amount of time. And I understand that, but I personally am willing to put in the time to do careful vetting. I understand from you and other council members that we sometimes have difficulty finding members for various advisory committees. Sometimes we have no applicants, sometimes only one. For me, that indicates that we've likely got a problem either in our recruiting process or the times at which we hold some meetings, or maybe people just don't see these advisory committees as important. Regardless of why we have such low public interest, I think it indicates we need to do something. So I can't control what other people choose to think, but all I can continue to do is work hard to make sure that everybody in this community who wants to be heard gets heard, and I will absolutely continue to do that to the best of my ability. Thank you.
okay, thank you. We'll move to agenda item 5 is the calendar review. Council may take this opportunity to inform other council members of upcoming meetings and events that should be called to their attention. On February 4 at 2 p.m., a city council special meeting for budget process preparation. February 4 at 5:30 p.m. will be a council clarification meeting. February 4 at 6:30 p.m. will be a regular, at 6 p.m. will be a regular city council meeting. Have we changed it to 6:30?
No.
Okay, it's 6 p.m. I have a typo here. And then February 11, I mean, I would have thought I would know if we were changing it, but sometimes I'm the last to know. The 6 p.m. will be a regular council meeting. February 11 at 9 a.m. will be a city council work session. Other reminders, face coverings are required when individuals are in public places within the city of Pocatello. Also a reminder of to please keep the sidewalks clear of snow and ice when clearing sidewalks and driveways of snow. Please do not place snow in the street. It becomes a driving hazard. Hopefully we will actually have some snow to clear in the next few months, but that is just a public notice. If we do, then let's make sure we do that. And then I would just like to put this out. Public input is being sought for 2 grant applications through the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation regarding trailhead improvements and erosion control at Cusick Creek Trailhead and City Creek Road. For comments, please contact Hannah Singer, City of Pocatello Science and Environment Administrator. You, council, know that as we go through the meeting, we'll be voting on a grant for that, and that's just a notice to the citizens that we are looking for a public comment on that as well. So thought we would get ahead of that. We will move to agenda item 6 is a public hearing, exchange real property. This time has been set aside for council to receive comments from the public regarding a proposed land exchange for real property that was declared by the city council to be underutilized and not used for public purpose on December 17, 2020. Property to be exchanged consists of 0.134 acres found within lot 38, block 2, the Crossings Division 2, recorded plat. Property to be received in exchange for the above property consists of 0.02 acres east of the Gold Star Family Monument and 0.41 acres northwesterly of Venture Way. The following public hearing, following the public hearing, council may wish to authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents subject to engineering department and legal department review. I declare the public hearing opened. This is land. I don't need to see if there's any ex parte communication. So, okay. Merrill, I will turn the time over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Merrill Quell, the Public Works Engineer for the City of Pocatello. As stated, on December 17th, the council heard this item. The first phase of this item was to declare the property unutilized and not used for public use. And that was done at the December 17th meeting. So now we've gone in and to the public hearing stage. This was advertised on on January 6th and January 17th of 2021 in the paper for this land exchange and public hearing. The land that's being exchanged is a portion of lot 38 in the Crossing Subdivision Division 2, which is found between the access road to the pond maintenance and open space and the property of the residential lots that back up to that, consisting of 0.134 acres. This would not be used for open space nor for the maintenance of the stormwater system. The property that it would be exchanged for is the first parcel is 0.02 acres, just east of the Gold Star Family Monument. The second parcel is just northwesterly of Venture Way of 0.41 acres. Both of these parcels that we will be receiving is for the use of future projects and expansion of the Gold Star Monument that is needed with the landscaping area. This we have not received any comments or any other documentation from anyone outside the city at this time. And this concludes my presentation and needed questions.
Thank you, Merrill. Any questions for Merrill? Merrill, you mentioned you had not received any further communication. Madam Clerk, have we received any in your office?
No.
Okay, thank you. Then at this time, we would look for any testimony supporting the application. Any testimony uncommitted to the application? Any testimony opposed to the application? Hearing none and seeing none, Merrill, I don't think there's any reason to rebut that. So, council, I declare the public hearing closed. Council, this item is before you. How do you wish to proceed?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve agenda item number 6, the exchange of real property as outlined in that item. And does it require, yes, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents. subject to engineering department and legal department review.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Lyric and a second by Cheatham. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
Lorick,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Adamson,
Yes.
Bray,
Yes.
Ortega,
Yes.
Stevens,
yes,
Thank you. Agenda item 7, short plat application Pocatello Courtyard. Council may wish to approve a short plat application by Entrusted Holdings LLC, represented by Chris Street of HLE Incorporated, to subdivide approximately 5.62 acres into 2 commercial lots. The subdivision is a replat of the Terra Development subdivision. The subject property is located on Vista Drive. Staff finds the proposal compliant with all applicable standards with conditions. Council President Adamson.
I move that we approve the short plat with the conditions noted.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Council President Adamson and a second by Cheatham. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
Adamson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Bray,
Yes.
Lorick,
Yes.
Ortega,
Yes.
Stevens,
yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Thank you. Chris Street was here. He had a 45-minute presentation prepared, but we went ahead and just forego that. Thank you. We'll move to agenda item 8, grant ratification request 5310 Grant Center Street Pedestrian Improvement Projects. Council may wish to ratify the following grant request regarding the elderly or disabled individuals 5310 grant. A, approve a grant application for the 5310 grant in the amount of $219,595, and if awarded, B, authorize the mayor to sign necessary program agreement documents outlining the program. The projects are to be completed under the grant application would be construction of the following 850 lineal feet by 6 feet wide sidewalk, 150 feet of concrete block wall, 5 curb ramp upgrades, and 6 concrete approaches. The project would cover the south side of Center Street from 18th Avenue to 13th Avenue and would fill in missing sidewalk sections and would incorporate 5 bus stops along Pocatello Regional Transit A-E routes. The grant requires a 20% local match in the amount of $43,919, which will be funded through Fund 70. If awarded, the street department will provide asphalt patch back work for the project.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Ray.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the grant ratification request for, it's a 5310 grant for Center Street, and that we authorize you, the mayor, to sign all necessary program agreement documents outlining the program.
Second.
And Councilman Bray, that's subject to legal department review.
I'll add that, yeah.
Thank you. And I don't know who the second was. I'm sorry.
I seconded.
Councilwoman Ortega. So we
Okay.
have a motion by Bray and a second by Ortega. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
Bray,
Yes.
Ortega,
Yes.
Adamson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lorick,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes,
Thank you. Agenda item 9, grant request Idaho Parks and Recreation grant application for Cusick Creek Trailhead and City Creek Trail Science and Environment. Council may wish to approve a grant application for a grant from the Idaho Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of up to $50,000 for enlargement of Cusick Creek Trailhead and improvements of the City Creek full-size vehicle trail to Kinport Peak, and if awarded, authorize acceptance of the grant and authorize the mayor to sign subject to legal department review documents related to their grants. The grant requires a 20% local match, which will be funded through in-kind services from Science and Environment Department, Engineering Departments, and Parks and Recreation Department.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Bray?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the Idaho Parks and Recreation grant application, that we authorize you to sign all pertinent documents subject to legal department review.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Bray and a second by Stevens. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Mayor, before we do a roll call,
Just a minute. I'm sorry. Councilman Cheatham.
we need to amend Roger's motion to include acceptance of the grants if they're approved.
Yeah, I'll take that as a friendly.
Okay, so, so that motion has been adjusted, and Councilwoman Stevens, are you okay with the second of that motion?
Perfect.
Sounds great. Thank you. So we do have a motion by Bray and a second by Stevens.
Stevens or Bray?
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Adamson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Ortega,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 10, landowner agreement and pollinator garden donation. Zoo Idaho Capital Entrance Improvement Project. Council may wish to approve the following agreements pertaining to Zoo Idaho Capital Entrance Improvement Project. A landowner agreement, LOA, with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, FWS, for the development and construction of a native pollinator garden, picnic and event space at Zoo Idaho. Funds for the project will be provided by Zoo Idaho Zoological Society and were obtained through a $25,000 Partners for Fish and Wildlife Program grant from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. B, accept the donation of the pollinator garden located at Zoo Idaho from Zoo Idaho Zoological Society. The garden will be located immediately east of the gift shop, below the bighorn sheep and the elk exhibit. There is no cost to the city. Councilman Bray.
Mr. Mayor, I would move that we approve this improvement project, that we authorize the landowner agreement with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for the pollinator garden. And if there are any necessary documents to be signed, we authorize you to do it, subject to legal department review.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Linda, you've just been beat out all night long.
I hear myself first.
It's one of those nights, I guess. We have a motion by Bray and a second by Ortega. Wendy, could you please call the roll?
No, it was
No.
Stevens.
Oh, it was Stevens.
Yes.
All right, I apologize. It was a motion by Bray and a second by Stevens.
Bray,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Adamson,
Yes.
Cheatham,
Yes.
Lurick,
Yes.
Ortega,
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item 11 is items from the audience, and we do not have any people that have signed up for that. So with that, Council, I'd like to thank you for your work this afternoon. It was a good couple of hours we spent, and I appreciate that. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.